working? Yes. Hiya, it's the Modernist Colourist. It's Dev speaking. Here is a flip through of two Neil Gaiman books that I found online. Again, these were mentioned in my first video, but that was such a brief kind of overview of what kind of books I've got. I couldn't go into anything in specific, and like I said in my previous video, the response has been quite overwhelming, so I'm trying to go through bits and bats that people have mentioned in the comments that they would like to see. So this is the Neil Gaiman official colouring book of American Gods, which is a story that he wrote. Now, you'll be able to see why I bought this book. It is superb. The paper on this is very smooth, but it's quite thick as well. So it does lend itself to most mediums, I do think, although I've not tried them, but just by looking at them. The ISBN number of this is 978-0-06-268871-2. So that's 978-0-06-268871-2. And the publishers are HarperCollins, who are quite well known, so therefore you know you're getting quite a good book. Now, what I have noticed about this book is that there is a story that runs alongside it. I'm not going to spoil the story in any shape or form, because I suggest that you read it in its entirety for yourself. But it is really, really good. So this is the title page with very distant illustrations in the background that you are able to colour. And then, like I say, you've got the story that runs alongside it, and then you've got the illustrations on here. I mean, these are absolutely superb. The hairs aren't done. Everything's open to your interpretation on them. There are skin tones. Anything you can think of is in this book. So this guy is currently in jail. It's been led out by police officers. You've got probably or prison officers, should I say, and then you've got probably the governor here. Library in the background, curtains, plant. You've just got everything. And with a lot of time and care, this book could be used excellently. A lot of these images follow on from what's been said on the other side. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil that, so I'm just going to basically show you the images and talk about a few of them if necessary. This seems to be the lead character. You've got a guy here, rough looking gangster type dude who's unshaven, steam coming off his coffee or tea, same with this one. You know, you've just got so much to colour on each page. This one, brilliant. I'm not going to say out about the lady because that will spoil the story. Again, I'm not going to mention this because that'll spoil the story. But you can see by this lady in the coffin, you've got so much to colour here. You've got the actual casket itself. You've got the cushion or the velour around the side. You've got the lady herself. You could practice, you know, albeit a dreary topic, but you could practice your skin tones on a dead, you know, what you think a dead person would look like. So less of the fleshy tones and more of the greys and so on. Again, I mean, you know, I don't really want to spoil the story, so I'm not going to go into massive detail, but you've got a lot of gods here, or deities. You know, this one is part of Hindu, I believe. This one is Egyptian. I would say that this one is Viking, or certainly Scandinavian of some sort, and then maybe Hinduism again here with the lady. she's got her memories out, so obviously it's not holding back on images, so you can colour them what you want. Then you've got the what looks like a Viking ship going through the turbulence. You've got lightning at the top, two crows or ravens. Again, I'm not going to explain why they're there. And then you've got this very English Victorian mansion type building in the background. You've got the main character just passing this lady, who has obviously caught the eye and is kind of recognising, and he's doing the same, looking back. That will tie in with the story. And then this one, I mean, how wonderful is this really? You've got these two playing either drafts or backgammon, drafts I think, or checkers. Then you've got the guy in the two suits, you've got this very floral design chair here, and then you've got the leather type one with wood on this side. Main character looking in. I won't tell you why he's looking in, because like I said, the story will explain that. Again, this lends itself to you could put your own artwork in the duvet if you wanted, but if not, the blanketness of using markers would be fantastic on that, and then adding your pencil detailing later. And then of course you've got this lady who is a goddess, appears to be touching the sun in the background, and you've got the main character. She's actually telling him or giving him some advice in this scene. And then you've got another chap who becomes prevalent in the story. In the background you've got all this, I mean, this looks Egyptian to me. These look kind of 1800s type figurines, and he's obviously taking notes, but the artwork here is fantastic. You know, you can tell he's an old man by the wrinkles, so obviously the artist has portrayed a good image here, which you can use in your interpretation of the colouring. This is an absolutely fantastic one. You've got the psychedelia on the costume here. You've got this shiny coin with the 1922. I think it's a British coin, that. Again, that it helps you to practice your metallics. And then you've got this weary hand here with all the wrinkles that can be incorporated in practicing your skin tones, and then the plants. Now this guy's smoking a doobie, I think you call it in the States, or spliff as we call it round here. Again, the image has got so much detail. That smoke has produced something that he needs to see. You've got him with the steaming drink, you've got him with the steaming drink, you've got ice cream, and then you've got this very 70s kind of gangster suit. And you've got these two behind the wheel. There's so much detail on there, all the water coming on the car. I've not seen anything like this in any colouring books before. It's really, really good. And then you move on to this one. Again, the story ties in with this, but you have a knight in shining armour. You have this guy who is working for this guy, and you know, they're collaborating for a certain thing. And you have this wonderful image. You've got this massive raven or crow here, another one here, all this fire at the bottom, the smoke coming up, then this tall, which looks like Zeus to be honest with you, but it's obviously they've put it in a suit, and the way that he's interpreted Zeus to look in this is absolutely superb. You know, it's just such a good idea with the way he's done it. And you've got this lady again with the main character. This is a mythological creature. I'm not sure if it's a minotaur or something like that. I'm not 100%. People will be able to let me know what that is. But again, it's to do with deities and gods. And they're making their way to our main character yet again. And you've got this American New York kind of scene in the background. You've got a Jewish man here and a Jewish man here. You've got the NYPD here. You've got this old lady smoking. But with the rats on the floor and everything that's surrounding it, again, the illustration is just absolutely, it's just superb. It really is. Doing some kind of diner here, having a coffee. You got the ketchup bottle, the picture of some kind of pretend company, but I imagine by the booth and the way that this is portrayed that it's in New York still. This guy's back again with the buffalo head or minotaur. I'm not really sure what I think minotaur's more animal down to about here. So there will be a name for that, but I don't know it. Again, log fire, steam, everything that you could think of to practice your colouring is in this book. He's in a library here, or a bookshop. Again, this character's been in it a couple of times, and then you've got our main character here. Now they're in some sort of kitchen area. They've got baskets of fruit in the background. Now, what the illustrator's done here in this book, is that he's just done the characters, and then he's not just left it at that. You know, like some of the books that I've seen. Yes, it's nice to have the odd one or two to be able to incorporate your own background into it, but these, you know, they're just absolutely superb, you know, and they need colouring as part of the whole picture. Whether they're subdued or not is irrelevant. You know, they can be in the background and you can make them stand out more, or you can incorporate it so that they're both, you know, they're both as vivid. But the choices that it leaves you with the tile floor and everything, it's on every page. There's no laziness at all in this book. It is absolutely astonishing. And then, of course, you've got the Vegas sign, the very famous Vegas sign here. You've got Tutankhamun there, a Viking ship. You've got a few of the gods in the background here. You've got what looks like Abraham Lincoln at the bottom, or General Lee even, somebody with the tall bowler hat on with the stars and stripes. This is synonymous with a lot of boats, I think, at the front, the stern, is it? So again, I mean, there's just no, you know, this Empire State Buildings here. There's just no laziness at all in this artwork. It's thought about everything. And then moving on, you've got what looks to be a mythical bird, a phoenix of some kind, or a dodo. You've got this huge pile of skulls with stars, swirling winds, our main character there, and then you've got this half of a large bird with the feather in there. I mean, it's just superb. The one thing I will say about this book is there's no shortcuts. If you are, and I know a lot of, certainly the channels that I watch, a lot of the colourists are quite deliberate and they like to take the time. This is just perfect because you could keep coming back to this book and doing little sections and you still wouldn't be appearing to get anywhere because there's so much going on. Again, that's a little trip through the mountains. So much detail on again. You've got this same mountain range with the cop and the chief of police. And then you have our main character amongst all the bones. This mechanical spider at the top, and then this kind of what you can only describe as Indiana Jones type character, adventurer style or archaeologist. Again, even down to the truck in the background, there's nothing that has not been thought about. And I think that's epitomised in this picture, which is my favourite one. I won't tell you who is mourning, our main character, but he's in a graveyard here with so much detail in it, it is untrue. You've got the angel here, the trees, the grass, the stonery, and then you've got this person here watching on. Again, I won't spoil it for you. Excellent car here, street scene, stars, landscape kind of lighting, you've got clouds, everything again. I can't stop waxing lyrical about this book, so rather than keep repeating myself, I'm just going to slowly go through the remaining pages. If there's anything you would like me to show you in specific, again, I'm more than happy to do that. I mean, look at this VW camper van, for instance. You've got 3 characters in it, all detail in it. Then you've got the American flag, you've got the trees, the clouds, the houses in the background, even down to the headlights of the van that's got the cross hatching on it as shading, so you can then interpret that into the bits that's lit up and not, and there's leaves flowing around. Just superb. This is outside the motel where he's been staying. That is an item that will come prevalent in the story. This coin's raised its head again. Liberty 1922, in God we trust, it says on it. And this lady obviously is related to this figure in the coin. You're in a place called Ruby Falls here. The intricacy in here is beyond explanation. And then you've got all the characters at the bottom, including this chimpanzee. It would have to be fine liners or a sharp pencil, but again, it's for people who like to progressively get through a colouring with time and effort, rather than just, you know, blanket colouring. That wouldn't look at all good in this book. Now our main character's tied up against a tree. You've got one of the CIA or MI5 watching him. Loads more gods down at the bottom here. You've got an oxen, you've got a serpent woman, you've got Medusa, an Egyptian pharaoh god. That looks like some kind of Chinese god, an elephant god, and a Nordic god as well. I mean, it's just excellent. And then of course you're in a different planet here. That bit I will lend you some information on. You've got part of Medusa's head there with all the serpents reaching out towards the main character. You've got some miniature devils here. There is this big, huge bison type or oxen, like I said before, character or god. You've got the twin-headed one here, and you've got a Chinese one here, and there's a huge spider and the elephant head. I mean, wow, just excellent. This is when obviously somebody saves somebody's life, and you know, there's only so much I can cover up. But again, that object is prevalent in the book, and that is it. Neil Gaiman, a little bit about this guy. This is him here. He's from England, now lives in America, and is the best-selling author of more than 20 books. And he is the current recipient of numerous literary honours. I think he won the New York Times best-selling author, which I think this was a comic strip at one point, American Gods. But the book is absolutely superb. It really is good. And I'd give that a 9 out of 10, no problem. Superb. So for the person who asked me for the Neil Gaiman books, that's 1 out of 2. I'm not going to take as much time with this one because this is just Neil Gaiman on his own. But again, I'll open it up. The inside, the front is a kind of material type that almost makes you go funny if you wipe it. It's got like that wallpaper effect, but it's quite stern and rigid. And then on the inside you've got the title page spread into 2. This book belongs to page. It's another HarperCollins book. The ISBN on this book is 978-0-6-0-265-297-3. So that's 978-0-6-265-297-3. Again, HarperCollins, like I said, this was made in 2017, last year. The book belongs to page is brilliant. You know, it gets you off to a nice start. There's not too much overpoweringness there, but there is enough to set the scene and for the rest of the book. It's called The Graveyard Book. It doesn't say it on the front cover, but that's what it says here. So you've got a lot of mythical, wild and wonderful creatures here, or humans that are ghosts. And there is some text on this one. There was a hand in the darkness and it held a knife. It kind of shows you the reflection of the chap holding it, with blood hanging, dripping off. So here we go. Graveyard scene, skeleton with wings, which is pretty cool. All again, like in the other book, the detail all over it is just, you know, it's something else. He's definitely become my favourite illustrator, up with Nick Fenton and various other ones that I do like. But this guy is just something else, in my opinion. All who invade this place will die. That's kind of a warning from the graveyard. You've got these couple of children. The female characters even got pussycats on her feet, and it does actually say, you can't see on here, a left and a right, weirdly. And it's just, his attention to detail is something else. I don't mind the text in this one because there's not a lot of it, and it kind of blends in with the picture. I mean, you've got your stars and everything in the background. This could be of similar ilk, or you could do it in Hellfire, fire type thing, because all this fire comes here with the lad on riding the wolf. And then time to work and time to play, time to dance the macabre. So you've got this couple of kids here enjoying themselves, some dark, mysterious ghosts watching on, flowers, leaves. You've got a load of cakes here through the window. I'm not going to read every single quote to you, but I mean, what is not to like about this book? It's just, you know, I cannot. The only 2 books I was able to find from Neil Gaiman was these 2 books, and that's because somebody sent me an image of one of them from this book, from the American Gods book, and ever since then I've kind of like been looking all the time, and I've managed to get these 2, but anything else he brings out, you know, that's me sold. This is a lovely one to colour. You've got the brickwork, the gated wooden door. You've got the horse with the cross hatching where the shading is. This lady on with the flowing hair. Parts of the graveyard, and then a quote that you can colour in. You've got all these floating ghost characters from the graveyard. Most of them look happy, so it's not really, you know, it's not a scary type book. It's Coraline, not Caroline. Coraline. So you've got these two well-fed ladies here. And then the girl kind of just trying to explain herself. And then she's meted by a couple who are saying, "We've been waiting for you a long time," which is made out of a spider's web, the word time. Again, superb ideas from Neil on that. And you got this plate of food, you know, you got tomatoes, probably sweet corn, fries, chicken, apples, you know, even down to the tissue or serviettes as we call them over here, in a little rack. I mean, which other colour artist do you know that goes into so much detail? This guy's scared of going to bed. You've got the cat, the candle, all the lighting around it, so you don't mind the black here, because that's exactly what it is. It's dark in the background, and the only bit that's able to be coloured here is the bit that's lit up by the candles. So again, you know, even the dark shading's in the right places, so to speak. This is going on about a snow globe with two little people in it. Presuming they're on about this. She's staring at it intently. In the background you've got a log fire and all the tools to use a fire. And she's now wearing slippers. Then you've got this cat that's been in a couple of the images. The shading's been done for you, that's fair enough. You've got the rest of it to do there, but it's not all being done for you. And it kind of helps you along the way. And you've got all these buttons and threads. You know, you could do so many colours on this, or all one colour, or whatever you wanted. It's just superb. She stole the hearts, and she stole our skulls, and she took our lives away, and she left us where she forgot about us in the dark. And it's showing you three ghostly children there with the blacked out eyes, and all this kind of whirly wind in the background. Again, phenomenal. And there she is again with a hand running across the front underneath her, underneath the slippers. And then you've got one of these characters that's got the buttons for his eyes being attacked by, it doesn't actually say on there, but it looks kind of like a fox or something similar. But his clothing, or her clothing, fantastic. All the hair's there, brilliant. And you got this girl again looking through, which you can see that through a wall from the mirror. No use crying over this page. This is just talking about Fortunate the milk. There's a bowl of cereal, the chair, the table, and of course a carton of milk spilt. So this guy's looking for milk in the fridge full of stuff. Brilliant. You've got this pirate kind of ship here. This guy's walking the plank with some kind of medicine or potion in a bottle. You've got a mermaid appearing in the background. You've got the full sea, and then the crew on the boat. And then you've got, this is very good actually, it's symmetrically done. You've got two unicorns, and you've got some coconuts, and then you've got all these flying piranhas with the teeth out, heading towards in two different directions. Again, that's a very, very, very good image. I'm not sure what that one is. That's not the best one in the book, but we can forgive him for that one. Then you've got this bowl of cereal flying all over the place, the guy with the potion, and a couple of pelicans. I don't like this place, I told the professor. So you've got maybe the professor here, and he's kind of escaping on a balloon, but the building works really good. Tiles, bricks, patchwork balloon, just superb ideas. Now there's a contract being given here. Now you must sign the planet over to us so that we can remodel it. And you've got these alien creatures here with a contract, planet contract, and a paintbrush and all that set for the remodeling stage. This guy's carrying a can of paint. This guy actually looks like, for your Star Wars fans, Admiral Akbar from Star Wars. So you could do that in the oranges if you want to replicate Admiral Akbar. Unfortunately, the universe has not ended. So you've got these happy children here with the plants on the heads, and this dinosaur type creature with all the scales going all the way down. And look at this guy's hair. I mean, what is that about? But again, the idea, you know, it's been written crazy flair in and amongst the hair. It's just superb. I can't say enough about this illustrator. Crazy hair, oh me, oh my. And in that hair look that we've just seen on a wider picture, but they've got birds in them. And then in and amongst all that, you've got some jungle animals. You've got a big roaring lion here, a tiger, a macaw or a parrot or a cockatoo, whichever you want to call it. Some butterflies, maybe you could do them as red admirals, look like red admirals. Ballerina in and amongst it, again with music notes coming out. And then this skull and crossbones ship again with the treasure. And it's just absolutely... But there came a rumbling from my hair, is the next page. So her Willygog's been taken off, so she's been taken with some force here by the hair. And this one's just called instructions, but you know, you've got this big rose tree, the branching, this lovely wooden door, a couple of cute rabbits, you know, everything a colourist desires really on there. And same with this one. This says walk down the path. It starts here, comes round, and then you've got the same door again that's been opened now, with the tree, rose trees there. Then you've got this big tree in the forefront here with more trees. But what's different about this to the other book I did, the Lady Mechanica one, where I said that the trees were all shaded for you, this is exactly the opposite. The trees have been left open and are of different variety. So you've got all this colour in here, and then the background's done. That's not a biggie if you've got all this to colour. You know, you could have silver ash, birch, oak or whatever, and so many different browns on there because of the difference in variety of tree. You know, so the only thing that's compulsory on this one is the background, but it's left the forefront to you. So that's the difference in quality, in my opinion. From the back of the garden you will be able to see the wild wood. So then we move on to this wild wood with a couple of small fairies here, in and amongst the mushrooms and the fungi and the trees. If an eagle gives you a feather, keep it safe, is the message on here. This lad's got one in his hands, and then there's the trees and the eagle. Trust your heart and trust your story, it goes on to say. So you've got all these creatures back again on the top of a hill, what looks like a hill, with the fox running down, and then the little cottage here with the smoke coming out of the chimney, and this massive godlike creature in the background. Do not forget your manners, do not look back. So you've got this fox character dressed in like Robin Hood attire with his tail hanging out. You've got the door that's open with the cottage that we've seen previous. You've got another filler page with these buttons, and then you're back to the beginning. Another 9 out of 10 for me. What a superb illustrator Neil Gaiman is. You can colour the back quite easily. You would need kind of an oil-based pencil or a marker, but you could still colour the back. I would be doing that. I'm obviously just trying to keep it safe and collectible. But so that's me again. That's Dev Wilcox, the modernist colourist. That's a couple of Neil Gaiman colouring books I've flicked through for you. I am going to be doing one more video today, which is the swatching of the home cube markers. So if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Ring the bell. There's plenty more content coming from this channel as well. And then I look forward to your comments on the giveaways idea, and then I can start and give you some stuff through the post. So thanks very much for joining me. I've really enjoyed doing those flip throughs, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.